Okay, audio's on. I think the speaker's on. It's flashing. Why is that flashing? That's kind of weird. Do I have sound? Thank you so much. We'll see you guys on the podcast. Thank you. I do have sound. Thank you so much. Okay, cool. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome everybody to the show. So I'm live, and everything is running good here. Got a few things to talk about this morning, but it's the same old, really. I'm trying to think. Well, Nikki Haley lost New Hampshire to Donald Trump, but she only lost by 10 points, which is within the margin of her doing better, and which means she's going to stay in. She didn't have to win that to beat Donald Trump in the primary, and go on to be the Republican. She hasn't lost that yet, so it's possible. And Republicans better support Nikki Haley if they want to beat Biden this time, because the last time they ran Trump against Biden, they lost. Now Biden has had 4 years to try to grease the wheels. And, there's actually a lot of people out there who make a lot of sense that are saying that Biden has done a good job. And when you listen to their arguments, it's pretty hard to refute. I listened to a great debate this morning. It was Ben Shapiro and Destiny. And Destiny just shreds Ben Shapiro like the entire time. And they're so cordial. And Ben was really cordial. I was blown away by how accepting he is to have someone smarter than him, obviously smarter than him, who understands reality way better than he does, who has way less of a narrative, sitting there telling him how it really is. And he just sits and nods, and he giggles and chuckles a little bit, but at the same time, Ben Shapiro got a massive schooling from Destiny. And it's definitely worth all of you sitting back and watching, especially the few of you that have ever come in here and said, what do you think about Ben Shapiro? What do you think about Ben Shapiro? I think he's a douchebag. He's a straw man artist, and Destiny puts him in his place. It's really good. And the thing I love about them is they let the other person talk. So when Destiny starts speaking, Ben shuts up and lets him finish. It's very mature, and it's very easy to watch. Lex Friedman, who I can't stand, is the moderator, and he just stays out of it. There's no need to moderate because the two of them know what they're doing, and they do a great job. So those of you who might be interested in that, let me know. If that's in the chat or whatever, if that's something. Thank you, whoever the one person was that gave me the thumbs up. I appreciate that. We are live on the YouTubes. Yes. Let's refresh that. I don't have a refresh on that page. There we go. Refresh it. Quake Street. Dude, Quake Street's here? I just refreshed the chat. And as I was clicking refresh, I looked up and it said Quake Street from Old School Trendy. Sure, give it a look. Steve running. Dude, Quake Street? Was that yesterday's show or was that just now? I'm so sorry. I just refreshed the chat, man, so I don't know. Wow, dude. Well, I'm so sorry if that was Quake Street. And I am so sorry I missed you, bro. If that was last night, I didn't see that chat until just now. I think he's here right now. If you're here right now, say something else in the chat, bro. I'm so sorry I refreshed the chat. I just saw Quake Street as it was. It said something about Old School Trendies, Quake Street or something. No? Talk to me, buddy. Quake Street, where are you at, buddy? Oh my God. Holy shit. Hey, Pickpocket Charlie. Hello. What's up, man? So good to see you. Oh, something in my eye. Something bothering my eye all morning. I don't know what the hell. It's weird. Making me blink all weird. Okay, well, maybe we lost Quake Street, man, but he's old school, bro. Old school, like from the very beginnings. I don't, fuck. I don't know what happened to him. I think we lost him. Quake Street, are you still there? Yo, bro, if you're still there, give me a hello. Quake Street, if you're still there, give me a hello, please. Oh my God. Beazle had a nice walk this morning. Okay, I guess we lost Quake Street. I'm so sad about that. But, bro, I'll give you a link in the chat to Rumble. Great one. What's up, buddy? Fuck your flag. What's up, buddy? How's it going? I don't like any flag. But you're cool. I like you, so I just say fuck your flag with a smile on my face. Fuck all flags, bro. Fuck all flags. Don't separate people, man. Everybody's welcome here. Don't use a flag to separate people and make yourself better than others. You know, what about all our friends in the UK, all of our friends in Canada, all of our friends that are watching in the Middle East or in India, in Asia or in Europe, all of our friends that watch in Europe, they don't fly that fucking piece of shit, fucking ass wipe flag, ass wipe rag. They don't need that shit. Great one's like, what just happened? He's scratching his head. What's going on? Good morning, Bitter. Okay, let's get the dabs going and flowing. What is wrong with having love of country? Well, your love of country means that you hate everyone else. Why don't you love the world, bro? Love the planet. Love everyone. Why do you have to just relegate your love to just one country where your mom and dad decided to have sex and pop you out? What the fuck did you have to do with that decision? Oh, that's right. Absolutely nothing. That's what's wrong with love of country, man. They call that nationalism. You know what that grows into? White nationalism. You know what that grows into? Nazism. You love people? You love your country? Yeah, well, why do you have to fucking walk around saying it? Why can't you just love everyone on the planet? Love the world. Use a planet avatar instead of a flag. Don't you love all people equally, bro? Or are Americans special in your book? Because that's where their parents had sex and popped them out. So that makes them special? Really? What about someone on the other side of that border? Canada, Mexico, are those people different than you because you fly an American flag? See, it's one thing to pop a flag up on screen, but it's another thing to actually believe all the bullshit that comes along with being indoctrinated under a flag, which is you are obviously indoctrinated by it. It's hate. A flag is hate. Pure and simple, man. That's all the flag is. It's hate. It's us versus them, bro. That's what flags do. They pit us against each other. Like red versus blue, Republican versus Democrat, the Dolphins versus Kansas City. We all hate each other. And we fly our flags so we know who our friends are. Well, I say I fly the globe, the whole planet. You calling me a commie loser? I'm not a communist. Looks like you're the only loser. So, wow, you're gonna resort to name calling that quick, huh? I must have called you out quick. You must really feel the boot of indoctrination on your neck to call me a commie loser. And let me tell you something else. I'd rather be a commie loser than a fucking American flag waving winning cunt like you. Since we're calling each other names. You name called me, Nay. Why is no one watching now? Go take your drugs, commie. Wow, look how angry you got. Look, it's like I fanned the flames of your fucking hatred. Look at you. Look at you. Take your American flag and go wipe your ass with it and get the fuck out of here. I burn that fucking flag. I step on that flag. I wipe my ass with that fucking rag piece of shit. Fuck your fucking flag. Like I said, all flags suck. Coexistence is great. I still love my country. Yeah, fuck your country, dude, and fuck you. That is the whole line of thinking that makes you a piece of fucking shit. Oh, I am going to get high now. Keep calling me a fucking loser, and I'll call you a fucking dumb cunt bitch, and I'll block you from my live show so I don't have to see you ever again. Goodbye. Fuck off. Go take your flag and go wipe your ass with it and go fuck off. That's why we don't fly flags. Because flags separate people. Flags divide people. Flags are dumb, just like religion is dumb. You know? And it makes you dumb. It turns you into a fucking Trump-supporting cunt. So, you know, fuck your flag. I burned one. Go look at my channel where I burned an American flag on my live stream. Go watch that. I put that shit on the internet for everyone to see. Fuck your flag. I'll burn that shit. Ron DeSantis tried to tell me I can't burn a flag. Donald Trump tried to tell me I can't burn a flag. I got news for both of those cunts. This is America, son, and I'm allowed to burn a fucking flag if I want to. I can burn the American flag if I want to. Oh, does that make you cry? Well, go cry harder somewhere else, you little bitch. I'm glad it upset you. I'm so glad it upset you. You know, I was being so nice at the beginning. I was like, flags separate. They're not cool. You know, you should learn that, blah, blah, blah. Oh, blah, 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 I love my country. Oh, all right. All right, you little fucking indoctrinate. Whatever. Fuck off. I have a feeling. You know, he's like, why is no one watching? Wow, the numbers are just, ever since I told you to go fuck your flag, my numbers just fucking pumped right up, didn't they? Everyone's like, that's the old school trendy I know and love. Exactly. Exactly. Wait till you hear what I got coming up next. I think you're going to like it. And those of you that follow me on Twitter, you guys are all over that shit already. So thank you for following me on Twitter, and you already know what's coming. At Nay's Garden on Twitter. More like Great Loss 24. Great loss. You got to watch these people that spend a lot of time on Rumble. They are so capiche. I was watching your show last night a little bit, buddy. They're so wrapped up with Americana, nationalism, you know, and that, you know, it's okay to murder people as long as you call yourself a soldier and put that stupid flag on your shoulder, and then it's okay to go murder people in other countries. Fuck you. Fucking cunt. You know how many people have been raped and murdered under that flag? Fuck that shit. You know how many people are dying right now in Gaza under that fucking bullshit? Yeah, we're the ones funding it. That's the American flag funding all the death over there. So fuck you and fuck your genocide, and especially fuck your flag. Like I said, I'll wipe my ass with that flag and flush it down the toilet. And if it gets clogged, I'll pull it out and burn that shit. Fuck you. You know, when you make it illegal in this country, take my free speech away, my ability to burn your fucking shit flag, well then I'll stop burning flags. Okay? As of right now, it's legal. Okay, 1450. You know, I'll show you video after 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 video of people being murdered by people on the other side wearing that fucking stupid flag. Fuck your death flag, fuck your indoctrination, and fuck your imperialism. People get so upset when they hear about globalism. Yeah, I wonder why. It's because you've been indoctrinated under that stupid flag, that whole philosophy of white nationalism. God and country, it's weird. They just kind of seem to flow together. Bro, that's the point. You got monetized on Rumble, bro. Hell yeah, I'm so happy. You'll never get money on YouTube, Capiche, with your content. I'm so glad you're gonna start making money on Rumble, bro. I'll watch you on Rumble from now on. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers to everybody that's watching right now. Thank you. It's Bitter, John, Capiche, Joel, nobody on the IG. Oh, Don 4119. Cheers, everybody. Bad Blue Draws. What's up? Cheers. Bad Bad Blue Jaws, do you remember Quake Street? Quake Street from the chat? From the trendy chat? Welcome back, Joel. I'm glad you're back. I can't believe Quake Street came in here and said hi in my chat. I think it was last night. But he's still around. So that's cool. No, Russ Kick. No, I have not. Are you being lied to? I feel like you'd really enjoy it on your downtime. Are you being lied to? Yeah, we're all being lied to, man. I mean, that fucking cunt came in here thinking the American flag meant freedom and, you know, and good. He's been lied to right there. $40,001.52 Bitcoin. That's funny. And $1.52 just hanging on by a thread. Ah, there it goes. You remember Quake Street? I thought you would. Quake Street was in my chat. I think it was last night. I don't know what name he was using because I fucking closed the chat, dude. I closed the chat. And as I closed the chat, I looked up and saw the name Quake Street, something trendies. And I was like, dude, what the fuck? Quake Street was in here. It's so nice to see old school trendies coming back around, you know. But Rookie Kid, you remember Rookie Kid, bro? Rookie Kid came back, said hello, and then he never came back. And then he was gone. I can't remember what his name was or where he came in from. It'd be fun if we could get all the old school trendies back. How are you and Mom doing? We're doing good. Thanks for asking. Yeah, we're doing good. She's considering moving out, and she asked us. She's like, "Do you guys mind if I stay around a little longer?" And we're like, "No, stay as long as you fucking want. We love having you here." You know, I just can't eat my breakfast in the morning with that Today Show running. That's the only thing. I just gotta figure that out. If I can figure that out, we'll be good. I cannot stand that Today Show. I literally didn't go in the kitchen this morning because it's on, and I just hate it so much. You know, it didn't bother me so much, but with the genocide going on in Israel now, it drives me crazy. It fucking drives me crazy to have that circus running in the background when I want to be knowing, I want to be hearing what's going on over there. I want to hear about the horrible things that we've set into motion by supporting that country, blindly supporting that country, looking the other way. I am so sick of looking the other way, and I'm so sick of watching other people look the other way, and I just want to prop their eyes open and make them watch what's going on, you know? I want to make them see it. You know? There is a level of ignorance. You know, like that kid that came in with the stupid fucking flag. That you have to not look at all the other bad shit that happened under that American flag in order to fly it. You know? How we got this country, this land, in the first place was we came over here and we murdered the people that were living here. We're horrible, barbarian, conquering people. And our forefathers came over and did that shit. We left where we were to come here and steal their land away from them. Then we come up with, you know, this whole fucking flag thing and America and the whole idea of America. And then we decide that we're going to build this country with slaves. And then we're going to build systemic racism into everything. And, you ignore all of that, and then, okay, great, you can kind of do that. And then, look, well, we killed 1 million people in Iraq. 1 million innocent people in Iraq that had nothing to do with 911. All while waving that flag. So you have to look away from the disgusting underbelly that America really is. We are disgusting and vulgar. And sure, to you don't see it that way. But to the person whose parents, child, brother, sister got murdered under that flag, raped, bombed, land stolen, doesn't matter. There's a long list of crimes that we've committed under that flag. From that person's perspective, well, it totally makes sense, doesn't it? If that was you, can douchebag flag waver dude? I wonder if he can figure that shit out if it was him. Whose land was stolen and you were starved out under that flag. Yemen, Afghanistan. It goes on and on and on and on. Syria. Gaza. We've laid waste to these countries. And when you see it happen in real time in Gaza, then you can start to understand the scale of what we've been doing in all these other countries, that they aren't drone shotting the whole thing for you to see. And let's just talk about using drones to go chase soldiers down and explode the drone on them and kill them. What kind of a pussy are you? Go get a gun and get out there and fight like a fucking man. Yeah, I said it. Fuck you. Go get a gun, you pussy ass bitch little fucking drone pilot. Go get a fucking gun, get some boots, and go out there and put your life on the line like that man did. While you grenaded his ass with a fucking drone. That should be a war crime, and you should all be fucking incensed about that. That someone can just sit in the comfort of wherever the fuck they are and just fly drones into soldiers. And if you think it's okay, it should fucking happen to you. And it will happen to you. Because you think that shit's going to end on the battlefield? Yeah. Next thing they're going to do is, some criminal was holding someone hostage. So we used a drone to go in there and blow the dude up. That's next. This is the progression of things. Yeah, every single one of us is going to have a fucking drone with our name on it at some point. But, that's just hyperbolic, and Nay's not making any sense, and he smokes cannabis, and he's just a lunatic, he's just a raving lunatic, and blah, 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 blah. 37 of you, hopefully, choose to stick around and listen a little bit more. Yeah, or into somebody's wedding. I got good takes. Shabba Junkie, thank you. Yeah, this entire conversation spurned from talking about fucking how stupid flags are. Let's talk about flags. So, those of you who follow me on Twitter, I'm at Nay's Garden, and you should just go over there right now and just go follow me on Twitter. You don't have Twitter. Go download the app. Okay? Go download Twitter and go follow at Nay's Garden. And you'll see the article I shared was this group of people in Gaza. They were being interviewed by, I believe, an Israeli news station. I believe. And as soon as they were done with the interview, a sniper out of fucking nowhere fucking murders one of the people in the group that was holding a white flag. And now these were Gazans that were murdered like that. And, you can hear the gunshots. And it's all on video. It happened. It's on my Twitter. Um, that's the least of their worries. Fucking snipers shooting them while they're walking down the street, waving a white flag. Think about that. That's the least of their worries. That's the least thing they should be worried about right now. Do you know what they're worried about? Food and water. You know, getting shelter from the elements. That's what they're fucking mostly worried about right now. We are starving them out. Richard Dwight Coleman. Oh no, you cut your hair off. Yes, I did. I cut my hair off. What's my favorite flag? It would be a flag with the earth on it. I like the cannabis leaf flag. But, a flag for everyone, the whole planet, because not everybody can use cannabis. So I'm going to go with the planet, because we can all relate to that, right? There, universal flag. Doesn't exclude anybody. You can get behind the plant flag. Oh, but supporting the entire planet? No. Plant and planet so close, bro. Just an E away. Come on, Shaba, just an E away. You're so close. You're so close. Thank you for the 5 thumbs ups. I appreciate that, guys. I bet you Rumble, they like a few thumbs downs in a live stream. I bet the algorithms are programmed that way. What's the worst flag? What's the worst flag? Probably the one that douchebag put up in my chat. More people have probably died under that flag than any other one. You didn't see that flag? Is it in Rumble? It was in Rumble until I blocked his ass. Dude, what the fuck is this shit where it won't show you someone's fucking name, dude? It just says N. so weird, dude. Who fucking thinks that's a good idea? So I want to look at someone's username on Discord and it just says N dot dot dot. It won't show me their name. What the fuck is that? What's the point of that? Who thought that was a good idea? You know, you want to be fucking invisible, be invisible. That's fine. You could be on the social media platform and be invisible. But to show someone's name and make it say dot dot dot, who fucking writes that? No, it's not sus. It's the software, bro. It's fucking Discord. It's doing it to a bunch of people. It's not them, bro. Fucking stupid as shit. Ugh. Someone with the name W. I don't know who the fuck that is. It just says W dot dot dot. You know? N dot dot dot. I dot dot dot. That's Iron Lungs McGee. Why does it say that? What's the fucking point of that? You know? And then if you click on their profile, it says I dot dot dot. What do I think of Alex Jones? I think he's a very selfish, vulgar individual. He's a horrible human being because he says things that he knows aren't true just so he can make money. He's a sellout, which is to me the most vulgar thing you can be. You know, he's a sellout to his own narrative that he doesn't fucking believe in. Ben Shapiro is a sellout to his narrative. He believes most of it, but realizes there's holes in it, so he strawmans. He realizes there's things he can't talk about because he's wrong on. He'll make a statement, someone will start calling him on it, and then he'll change the subject. Discord's been getting hacked. Well, I don't think this is Discord getting hacked, bro. I think this is some douchebag programmer at Discord that thought they had a good idea. W dot 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 N dot 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 N dot 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 I dot dot dot. What the fuck? Mine says Nay's Garden, you know? Nick says N dot dot dot. There's Mr. Chang. There's Pinoy. Mr. Chang 710. No dot dot dot. Yeah, W dot 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 N dot 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 N dot 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 W dot dot dot. You click on their profile and it still says the same goddamn thing. I dot dot dot. I mean, I just know Iron Lungs McGee's avatar. You know, and Nikki's is one of the N's, obviously. And Nick, I know his avatar. He's playing Call of Duty, supposedly. We should be here in my chat. Nick Brown. Not playing COD. With my 5 likes. All right, I think we've spoken enough, guys, about everything. I mean, I'm going to repeat. Republicans better support Nikki Haley if they want to beat Biden this time, and I'm going to say it again. Biden already proved that he can beat Donald Trump in an election. Okay, Nikki Haley favors above Trump for beating Biden. So if you really want to beat Biden and you're Republican, you should start looking towards Nikki Haley. She's probably the only one who can do this for you. Or we got 4 more years of Biden, and it's on you. You know, it's not fake voting, it's not election fraud or any of that shit. It's you guys having too few numbers or being too fucking lazy or stupid to go out and fucking vote. Or not do mail-in voting, which all of you Republican morons should fucking do. You should all mail-in vote. You're fucking stupid if you're a Republican and you rather go stand in a fucking line to pull a fucking germ lever than fucking from the comfort of your home, just filling out your fucking ballot and taking your time and dropping it in a fucking mailbox. It costs you less money for the stamp than it does for the gas in your car to drive your lame ass to the fucking polls. You guys are fucking idiots. I'm giving you the best fucking advice you've ever had. 2 things. Number 1, support Nikki Haley if you're a Republican. Number 2, mail-in vote and demand that they allow you to mail-in vote. And you could win. Then you could beat Biden. Otherwise, we're going to get Biden for 4 more years. And he ain't going to make it. We all know. Okay. All right. We all know he ain't got fucking 4 years left in him. Crazy. I felt crazy. I felt gay. No, wait. What? Stick? What are you talking about? Shaba's like, what are you smoking today, dude? I can't remember if it was OG or the Runts, bro. I can't remember what I smoked. I'm going to go with OG Kush. I've been feeling like bongs, but haven't given in. Right on, Joel. It must be some privacy setting on Discord. Who fucking knows? Maybe Nick knows. When he's done playing COD, he could come in and talk to me. I should message him on Discord. Dude, that's a huge fucking dab. I don't know. No, I'm not doing that dab. That's way too fucking big. Oh my god, you guys, are you kidding me? No way. Even this is a huge dab. I mean, I have to be sitting there smoking and smoking and smoking. Look at this. Way too much, dude. Way too much, bro. There we go. Smells so good. The Fauci tube reference. What? Fauci tube? I see you, stick. Says Porter Johns. All right. Oh, look, Instagram. Old puffy chest Biden. You were thinking of nice one, right? Oh, nice one. Yeah, nice one. Thank you. Not real one. Nice one. But it was WON, right? Travis Miller, Mikey Hernandez. Someone's aunt slapped their boobs all over the code. Slapped their boobs. It's close enough. Close enough to Kind Brew. Close enough. "41 viewers, guys. And I thank each and every one of you. Thank you so much. People get upset when I talk about burning the American flag. And I go, that upsets you? Who's the president under that flag right now? And all of a sudden they're like, oh, I got you, man. I got you. Yeah. right? Look no further. I mean, that just one aspect of it. You know, we don't even have to go into all the death and the history. Let's just talk about today. Okay, who's the president under that flag? A rapist who wrote the crime bill that's funding a genocide. Huh. That says it all, doesn't it? It's okay to be pissed off at the government. And burning the flag is the way you show that you're pissed off at the government. You know? When you say fuck the Biden administration while you're burning the flag, you're making a statement. You know? I support you in doing that if that's what you want to do. It's free speech. 4240, my friends. I said 4240. Sometimes I get it wrong. I get it wrong sometimes. So I'm going to double check. 4240, 4150 looks good. Looks good to me. So I'm smoking that OG Kush concentrate. What's on? That's what's going on. Government responsible for 9? No, Joel, not well. Do I think the government's responsible for 9/11? Well, yeah, absolutely. You know, you want to know how? You want to know why? We funded Osama bin Laden, guys. We built him into the militia that he became and came and attacked the hand that fed him. You know, he bit the hand that fed him. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? It's not as complicated as Jesse Ventura would like to try to convince you. No law regarding cannabis. Cheers, everybody. I'm way smarter than Jesse Ventura. Cheers. Cheers, everyone in the chats. Cheers, Crispy, Bitter, Bad Blue Jaws. He worked for CIA. Yeah. He was funded by America, bro. It's amazing how many governments we've cooed. You know, and that was Osama bin Laden. You know, we were trying to go up against a government, right? We were funding his militia, right? That have come back to bite us in our ass. And it's happened repeatedly. And we just can't stop doing it. It's like cooing governments in other countries is America's crack. And they just can't stop hitting that crack pipe. You know? God. Cannabis is my crack. Spread sunshine all over the place. Just put on a happy face. Gray skies are gonna clear up. It's like a trombone. Put on a happy face. I don't know the rest. Or I'd keep singing it. My brain only has the capacity to learn the first line of any song. And then it just shuts down. It's a protection for my ADHD, so I can't play a whole song in my brain. It has to shut down at that. It's a good thing. Or I'd be walking around listening to Put On a Happy Face in my head all day, and it would never stop. And it would be incessant. It becomes a nightmare. And Put On a Happy Face becomes torturous and evil and vulgar and ugly and disgusting, and it smells bad, and you can't fucking stand it, and you can't get away from it because you're locked in a tiny little fucking cell with it, and it won't go away. That's what it's like having ADD, ADHD, hyperactive, hypomanic. That's what it's like having music playing around in your head all the time. You know? And there's times when it's not like that. And you're so relaxed and everything's so fine. And you're not manic, you know. But you're not as aware of those times while they're happening. It's just like regular life, you know. And all of a sudden you're like, God damn, I got this thing stuck in my head and it won't go away. Go away. And then you learn how to kind of medicate that shit with other songs and overwrite the songs that are playing in your brain so that you don't have to listen to that song. And it might not be a song. I'm just saying, it's a good analogy. You know, I got a song stuck in my head and it's playing over and over again. And if I think of another song, one that's not so repetitive, but a prominent one, I can just kind of hum that one, and then you got one going over here and you got the other one going over here, and you realize your brain is running both simultaneously, and you're in the middle of it and you're hearing both songs at the same time. Don't mention the song, please. I just forgot about it. I won't sing it anymore. How about that? Let's watch the end of this debate I was watching. It's almost over, but I don't think you guys would want to sit and watch the whole thing. It's Destiny and Ben Shapiro talking about multiple things. It was a 2 hour and 20 minute.
Or whatever contemporaneous term you want to use.
Right, so prevent the peaceful transfer of power with all means, or using means that are inappropriate, not quite the same thing.
Using means that are inappropriate or illegal.
Okay, inappropriate, okay, so illegal, I don't think so. I don't think that these charges actually meet the criteria for the various charges, and we can discuss each case if you want.
Sure.
As far as inappropriate, sure, I think tons of inappropriate stuff. I mean, inappropriate seems.
The reason why I don't like the word inappropriate, though, is because then conservatives are very quick to say, well, sure, he was inappropriate, but everybody was inappropriate.
For those of you who weren't here at the beginning of the show, we discussed this debate. This is as far as I got into it, so I'm in completely new territory. But listening to the two of them go back and forth it's extremely rewarding. Because Ben Shapiro has gotten away with so much misinformation, and Destiny has a very polite way of calling him out on look at what Ben's doing right there with his eyes. That is right there, that image right there, that is a perfect representation of this entire debate, is Ben Shapiro reeling backwards trying to come up with the next thing that's going to get him out of the little spot that Destiny's got him in. Pay attention to the back and forth. I have no idea what's coming up. I have no idea what they're about to discuss. But I'm telling you, I watched an hour and a half of this, and it was really good. So there's 50 minutes left.
I mean, I'll concede that he's more inappropriate than others. I just don't see that
most inappropriate.
They're talking about Trump.
Okay, I mean, that's important to me, though. Does it not bother you that, Donald Trump sought through legal and extra legal and Trump magical ways of trying to entrench his power as president past when he should have been able to? Is that not something that was incredibly troublesome?
I mean, the question to me is the bigger question that I think the Democrats are trying to promote in this election cycle, which is this means he is a threat to democracy sufficient that if he were to win.
So understand what Ben, I don't even know what he's going to say right now, but understand what Ben Shapiro just does, and he does this constantly, is he avoids the question and says, this is the bigger question. He doesn't want to answer Destiny's question. Now let's see if Destiny, who's really good, let's see if he catches that, and he goes back and says, well, yeah, but answer my question. And the question was, do you think it's a problem that Donald Trump tried to change the election results after he lost? That's what he asked Ben Shapiro. Ben Shapiro's response was, well, here's a bigger question. And he says this, and I don't know what he's going to say.
In the election, there would not be another.
Is that not, but he tried to do that last time. Could he not try to next time?
And I mean, he could try to do whatever he wants, presumably, and he would fail the same way that he did last time.
Why do we think that?
Because he failed.
Because
there was a riot and within 3 hours. Yes.
Like, let's say hypothetically, good Lord, save me. Let's say hypothetically, Giuliani was the next head of the Department of Justice. Giuliani was the next Attorney General.
How would he be confirmed?
I'm not entirely sure if, because so much of the Republican Party, despite feeling like they don't support Trump when it comes time to actually back him in Congress.
Also, I would have to check whether he would be barred by criminal conviction from holding. I don't know the answer to that.
Sure. Yeah. Well, yeah. Especially the 14th Amendment, we're figuring out a lot of this right now. Yeah. But I mean, like, say if not Giuliani, say if there are any other number of insane people that Trump could theoretically put on his side of the government that wouldn't tell him no next time, because there were a lot of people that rebuked him. There were Republicans in a lot of the states, right? Raffensperger is one of them. There were Republicans in his own administration. You've got Rosen, you've got Barr. There was his own vice.
He's naming all of the people that Donald Trump hired and put in his administration that were telling him that he lost the election. That's who Destiny is naming right now. He already did this before. It's like a person who overthinks it's torture, right? Feeling guilty for chewing someone's head off when it gets too overwhelming.
President, but like theoretically next time, and I feel like last time going in, I'm going to do a little bit of mind reading and macro, maybe agree, maybe disagree. I think that Trump kind of thought, one, I don't think Trump knows much at all about how the government works. I think we probably agree with that. I think Trump probably thought that if he had people that were like at least in his party and kind of camp, that they'll basically do whatever needs to be done to give him what he wants, and with no respect for process. But now that he sees that, well, it's not enough to just have allies. I need people that are fiercely allegiant to me. Would we not be worried that a guy that tried to essentially steal the election for real wouldn't try to pick people that would be more amenable to his plans in the next administration?
I believe in the checks and balances of American government. I believe they worked on January 6th. So if you're asking me, do I think that Trump has bad intent or could have bad intent with that sort of stuff? Sure. Do I believe that the guardrails held and will continue to hold? Also, sure.
So if somebody was running and they blatantly said, like, I don't want to use the fascist word, but if they said, like, I want to be an authoritarian, I'm going to abolish all elections, you would say, sure, he's saying that, but, like, I don't think he can actually do it, so it's okay if he runs for president. You don't care at all as long as you feel like the guardrails.
I mean, I might prefer other candidates, but I think that also one of the things that you do is that politicians, again, this would be...
Well, I didn't hear his initial response. He said it so fast. He said something candidates. Let me just go back. 137.41. Here's 10 seconds back.
But, like, I don't think he can actually do it, so it's okay if he runs for president. You don't care at all as long as you feel like the guardrails...
I mean, I might prefer other candidates, but I think that also one of the...
I might prefer their candidates. Is that what he said? I might prefer their candidates? I'm misunderstanding what he's saying. This is 137.28.
Say, sure, he's saying that, but, like, I don't think he can actually do it, so it's okay if he runs for president. You don't care at all as long as you feel like the guardrails...
I mean, I might prefer other candidates, but I think that also one of the things that you do is that politicians...
I might prefer other candidates. He speaks so fast. I might prefer other candidates. But, okay, but what? Exactly, Ben. Exactly what? 37.40, 37.36.
candidates, but I think that also one of the things that you do is that politicians, again, this would be an exceptional circumstance, but politicians constantly make promises about the things that they are going to do and then don't fulfill, and we tend to.
Yeah, but when they're saying they're gonna do illegal, evil shit, Ben, you think that would make a good leader, and that's Destiny's point. And I hope he comes to that conclusion. Oh, that must suck, Billy. I'm sorry.
Take those out in the wash, meaning that,
Billy, don't act like you don't know the rules. Don't act like you don't know the rules. How old were you when you had first dab, Joel? Well, it was during my podcast. It was like at the very beginning, at Trendy As Dabbers. Like in my late 30s, probably like 38, I would think, or something like that. Had my first dab.
If I promise that day one, as Donald Trump has pledged to do, that he's going to deport literally every illegal immigrant into the country, do I think he's actually going to do that? I mean, I really highly doubt it. He didn't do it last time he was in office. That's just, there are many examples of this.
I agree.
Do I think...
But was that someone that you would vote for, Ben? That's what Destiny is asking.
Here's my question. Do you think the guardrails are going to fail to hold?
So, you guys notice what just happened? He didn't answer the question. So he completely did not answer the question. Destiny said, do you think someone like Donald Trump, who says, when he gets into office, he's going to break the law and he's going to be a fascist and he's going to do, go after his political opponents and do all these things. Do you think that would make a good leader, someone that should be voted in? And he just doesn't answer the question. And that is, in my opinion, cowardice to not commit to that. It's cowardice, and he's playing that fence very carefully. He's treading very lightly so that he can retain that allegiance to Donald Trump if he does become president of the United States again. And he wants to be on Donald Trump's good graces.
I'm not sure.
And he can always go back and say, I never said that,
Yeah, because I think the issue is one, when it's election time, Republicans are spineless in office, and I don't know how many congressmen would support what he wants just because they want to win re-election or because they think it's inevitable anyway.
Well, I am a robot. One of the things that happened in 2022
I am a robot.
Directly on this platform, and a bunch of Republicans lost who were running on this platform. Literally every secretary.
Red alert, red alert. Battle stations, all battle stations. You guys see that shit? That's right. I got these two robot things coming out my head right here and here, and they go up with these big antennas. I'm like a big goddams. I'm a big goddamn. Look at me. Coming out of my ears. Oh man, I'm picking up every station on the goddamn planet simultaneously. These antennas are huge, man. Woo! Wow, I can hear music from every country in the world. Look at these antennas. Woohoo! Hey, Mr. J. Carter, what's up? Who is that? Is that my dog? What's up, my dog? What's up, my dog? What's up, my dog? I pet that dog. I'm a pet. Oh, I'm sorry. He's like, who was that? Did I scare you, Beazle? I love you. He's looking around all suspiciously. Rogan, what's up, buddy? Rogan, what's up, buddy? You okay? Yeah. Little boy. He's freaked out. My dog is totally freaked out right now. Rogan. Why you beezing, little beezle? Beezle all day. Little beezle, why you beezling? Little beezle. I sang him down. That was fucking. I sang him the Beezle song, and he totally chilled. Dude, my dog growled like he was going to fucking attack some shit. He didn't know where that voice was coming from. It scared the shit out of him.
State ran on the Donald Trump "We should deny elections" platform, lost in every state.
Sure, but other
A great way
Republicans
to
that
lose
have been
local office is this.
Sure, but I mean, like, look at what happened with like Kinzinger and Cheney, right? Who were very like staunchly anti-Trump after J6 for that select committee, right? Kinzinger didn't even run again, and Cheney lost her election by I think the widest margin that anybody has ever lost an election ever. Like all of U.S. politics.
People who were not born voted against.
Yeah,
it,
I guess it's a surprising position to me for if we're looking at like principled stances of government. The idea that a man who has, and I think we both agree on this, that Donald Trump's only allegiance is to Donald Trump, right? We agree on that. The only thing he cares about is Donald
I
Trump.
don't know, it's the only thing he cares about. I think it's certainly the largest thing he
It's
cares
the
about.
largest thing he cares about, right? So you've got a man who only cares about himself.
Welcome
Not
to
even-
politics. I mean, it may be more.
But that's not even-
It may be more with Trump, but it's certainly not unique
But
to Trump.
I think that the issue with Trump too, though, is I think he's even a threat to the Republican Party, in which I think you would mostly agree with me. Maybe not overall, but on every individual point.
Dude, Destiny is roping this dude so hard. It's so fucking funny. I get what he's doing, and he's just making Ben totally agree with every point. He changed it because Ben said something. He fucking changed the way he stated, and then Ben was like, "Yeah," and then he's totally fucking getting him to cave on everything. It's
Trump
crazy.
takes bad candidates. He has no concern for the future of the Republican Party. Like, for instance, I think there is a chance, I don't think it'll happen because of how the polling looks now, but if Trump didn't get the nomination, I think Trump would say, screw it and run as an independent because he thinks he can win or whatever, right?
I doubt that he would do that, but theoretically, he
Possible,
could.
yeah.
I mean, again,
He was.
They're
really
both on
concerned
Adderall.
about
Yeah, I just realized that.
Runoff elections under the bus because
They probably fucking are like, dude, what milligram are you on? You're both on fucking Adderall, dude. I love it. It's like an Adderall off.
Raffensperger is support him for the election.
So,
stuff, like,
what is all this in service of? What's the generalized argument that you're making? Do you believe? I'll go
Well,
back to
the-
my
yeah,
question.
the
Do you
generalized-
think that
the general-
if Trump wins, there will be no more elections? Is that like what
I
put a
don't know
percentage
what-
on it? What percentage do you think that's a reality? That
If Donald
becomes
Trump wins,
president-
I think there is a 100% chance that he will try to prevent the peaceful transfer of power. In terms of would he succeed?
I can guarantee you he will not do that
Why is that?
because he's in his second term and he's no longer eligible, and he will believe he won and he will leave.
Yeah, but has Donald Trump himself joked about running for a third term?
I
think that having a third term.
What has Donald Trump not joked about? I mean, for God's
I don't. Okay, hold on.
If
Well,
you want to prevent him from creating a revolution, you probably should actually just appoint him president and then he can't run again.
Here's another broad argument that I don't like in favor of Trump, and this was brought up earlier in terms of like we talk about like not grading presidents on a curve, but then earlier we said we take Biden's rhetoric.
Oh no, I totally
grade
grade. I 100% grade presidents on a curve. Are you kidding?
Oh, okay.
I grade pretty much everybody on a curve.
Then I feel like
I don't treat my 7-year-old
I
the
feel
same way
like-
that I treat my 9-year-old.
Sure, but
And
I don't
treat Trump the same way
like
treat
that.
Obama.
It feels like we're treating Donald Trump like a 7-year-old or a 9-year-old. I think we should treat him like the president of the United States. I don't think having a president that has taken like concrete steps to prevent the transfer of power, which he did with the electorate sham, which he did with Pence, and which he did with trying to capitalize on the J6 violence, a president that's taken concrete steps towards cooing the government, essentially. I don't know why that guy, we'd say, well, you know, it's Trump, he does Trump things. The guardrails held, we'll probably hold next.
So, I mean,
let's throw him in.
when you say we shouldn't, do you mean that he should be actually barred from office?
I'm just talking about.
No. And this is what's very important here, guys, is Destiny just got Ben Shapiro to agree with him. And it was masterful. You know, it was masterful.
About support for him. I don't even think Republicans should support Trump. You lose your incumbent advantage. The guy's obviously self-destructive. He's destructive to the political party itself.
Dude.
Like,
Do you think he should be on the ballot? You think there's a case to be made to remove him from the ballot?
I think there's a case to be made, but man, the phrasing, for as much as our governmental founding fathers and everybody else, you know, wrote nice amendments and wrote nice the Constitution, some of the phrasing is very, very, very bleh. And the Section 3, the not requiring any type of actual conviction, I don't have a strong feeling on it. I will say I'm very interested in reading the majority opinion from the Supreme Court. I seriously doubt the Supreme Court is going to uphold that states should be able to decide if they leave him off the ballot or not. I think for the political future of the United States, it's probably not healthy that the leading opposition candidate is now going to be barred from the ballot. It's probably not healthy for us. Because then what?
You want to talk about threats to democracy? That would be a pretty serious one, applied across the board. By the way,
it would be. However, like that threat to democracy was earned by Donald Trump and the conservatives that supported him. I think conservatives made a dangerous gamble when they threw Trump into office, and now like all of the fallout from that is something that we all, as Americans,
wouldn't it be funny if it came out that Destiny had really, really bad body odor and it filled up a whole room, and every single person that you ever saw sitting next to him like Shapiro is right now was just having to totally inhale the most disgusting body stench of all time and act like everything was fine? That would be fucking funny. So, I don't buy it. He's in close quarters with a lot of people all the time, bro. I think he understands the value of personal hygiene.
have to deal with.
I mean, I think that the unprecedented legal theory that a state can simply bar somebody from the ballot on the basis of, in an informal way, believing that he is "quote unquote" an insurrectionist is
Tom
pretty
Cruise,
wild.
yeah.
I mean, that
It
is
plays pretty well, but there is
Hey,
an
bro.
amendment in the Constitution, the 14th Amendment, that says that if they have
Tiny Tom Cruise. It's fucking tiny Tom Cruise.
engaged in this, they shall not be, or you shall, I don't remember the phrasing because it doesn't require conviction, but it's a self-executing, arguably thing.
If we're getting into constitutional
It's
law,
not very
there are
far-fetched.
a number of provisions that suggest that this is, number one, not self-executing. And minority opinions in the Colorado Supreme Court case are pretty thorough. The number one contention, which is that this is not self-executing because other elements are not self-executing, that ignores subsequent actual law that happened. I mean, the Congress passed a law, for example, in 1872 defining who was an insurrectionist, who was not an insurrectionist for purposes of elections. In 1994, Congress passed a law that specifically defined insurrection as a criminal activity so that somebody could theoretically be convicted of insurrection and therefore ineligible to run for office. It is unlike, say, the analogs that are used by the majority opinion, like age. Obviously, this is not the same thing. We can all tell what somebody's age is by looking at their birth certificate. I can't tell whether somebody's an insurrectionist without any reference to a legal statute or definition of the term.
I would also be careful with that because remember, one of Trump's first big political actions was challenging Obama's birth certificate.
Well, and I thought that was dumb at the time. But
Sure.
in any case,
I like that you both said 100% chance that Trump will try to go for third term and 0% chance, which statistically.
third term, he's done, man. Are you kidding?
He would want to. given
Trump's gonna walk
try.
around, hands up high. He's gonna be like, "I'm a two-term president. I'm the only president since Grover Cleveland who would know." But since Grover Cleveland, who served 2 non-consecutive terms, I kicked Joe Biden out of office, and I kicked Hillary Clinton out of office. Dude would be like, he'd be living large. Are you kidding? He doesn't want the presidency anymore after that.
I just think that I think it's scary that Donald Trump. It feels like for all of the accusations that are made sometimes against Democrats, like Biden is ordering Garland to investigate Donald Trump and blah blah blah. It seems like Donald Trump would actually do that with his DOJ. Would give them orders.
He didn't. He didn't.
Well,
he
he
didn't
kind
do it
of
with his DOJ.
did though, right? So for instance, with Jeffrey Clark. Jeffrey Clark went to Rosen and Donahue and said, hey, listen, I need you guys to sign off on a letter that we're going to use essentially to bully states into overturning their elections by saying we found significant election fraud. And part of that threat was Jeffrey Clark saying, listen, if you're not going to do it, Rosen, Trump's going to fire you and just make me the acting attorney general. That was the threat that he carried. And I think Trump repeated
Dude,
that
as
threat
an
and then
audio
later
engineer,
on-
I'm so jealous and curious to know what this fucking thing is, bro. And I want one. I fucking want one of these. I don't know what that is. But, from a podcasting audio engineer, I see it's got at least six fucking inputs. It's got a digital readout so it outputs probably USB into your computer card, I would think. But I see there's he's got an audio cable out, so it's got the headphones plug right into that thing. So that thing handles the headphones. It handles the microphones, 2 microphones. It'll handle 6, at least 6, because there's 2 plugged in on the other side. I can see 3 on this side, so there's got to be at least 6 of those XLR inputs. So you can do 6 mics, maybe more. There could be some across the front as well. It's more than a splitter box, bro. It's like an entire fucking studio box. It's got everything, bro. It's got everything. All you have to do is plug that into your computer. Or you could plug the output of that into a speaker and broadcast a live debate in an auditorium. Just put that output to speakers. To amplifiers into speakers. This thing obviously isn't going to be putting out power. It's going to be putting out just straight, line signal. But, man, if we could read that, I'd love to own one of them bad motherfuckers, bro. Let me see if I can see what that says. Let me put we've got the HD setting goes on 1080p premium, baby. I cannot. It's like a podcast station, bro. It's so fucking badass. I'm so curious. Nay, I think you're smarter than Destiny. Let me tell you something about that, bro. I'll tell you exactly what I think about that. Destiny is super fucking smart, and he's got way more knowledge about shit than I do. He really does. Politics, what's going on geopolitically. He's educated himself on all kinds of shit. The one thing he doesn't have is just old man common sense. And when that guy is, 40 years old, he's going to be a lot more intelligent than he is now. Because he's already got, and plus he can fucking out debate anybody. He's really good at this. He can do this in any setting. But I just have a knack for common sense. That's all I've got. And I'm really good at it. I've got a really good knack. He'll get that with time. When he gets proven wrong and he starts admitting when he's wrong about shit, he'll become ultra powerful and intelligent. That's what makes you better, is you have to admit when you're wrong about shit. Because then you learn something. Every time you admit when you're wrong something, you learn something else. And it makes you better. People don't realize that. And the more you deny it and deny it and deny it and deny that you're wrong about something, the more you're limiting yourself. You're hurting yourself when you do that. But thank you, Pickpocket Charlie. It's very nice of you to say that. It's very nice of you to say that.
That was, I only rebuked when I think like half the White House staff said, if you do this, we're resigning.
Okay, so that's a slightly different topic, because now you're getting into all the election shenanigans and all this, but...
Trump he threatened to fire his acting attorney general if he wouldn't carry the same platform, essentially. Like, if Trump could order his DOJ to do
And
something.
also this.
It's not...
Destiny has the ability to do to multitask things with his brain. So he can literally play a video game or play music while engaging people in conversation, and debating people and making sense and paying full attention to the video game the entire time and never stop playing the video game while he's having debates with people in his Discord. I've seen him do it for hours. And he's got that kind of an ability. I don't have that shit. I have to focus on one thing at a time.
Beyond the pale for him, right?
It's not beyond the pale for him to order them to do it, and then it's not beyond the pale for them to reject him doing that, which is the story of his entire administration. Whereas Joe Biden orders his DOJ to do things, and then they just do them.
Well, I'm not... We can get into specifics there. This
is one of the big problems that I have with, for example, all the talk about Trump tyrant.
God,
Trump
the coffee's so
power.
good.
Joe Biden has used executive power in ways that far outstrip
every
anything
president has been stretching executive power. That's
Joe Biden is going Joe Biden has gone well beyond anything Trump even remotely attempted to maintain via just pure executive power. And actually, Trump's use of executive power is nowhere near even what Obama's was.
Trump's inability to get border policy passed literally had him using executive power to march the military down to the border to do border policy.
Joe Biden literally used the Occupational Safety and Hazard Administration to try to cram down vax mandates on 80 million Americans. That's insane.
Sure,
he literally said, I cannot relieve student loan debt, and then tried to relieve hundreds of billions of dollars in student
but what
loan
happened
debt.
to that?
It got struck down by the Supreme Court, and then they still did it. Biden brags about it.
For what he was able to relieve, which I think were related to particular types of student loan debt. But I was saying that the guardrails are holding with Biden as much as they're holding with Trump. The only difference is that once Biden exhausts his executive power, he's not running around lying to people or trying to extort people or trying to and concoct insane schemes.
Well, here's the way I would think of this. Think of the guardrails holding as the filter.
Sure.
Okay, meaning the coffee is in the filter. Some of it's what you want is going to get through, and all this stuff. The guardrails prevent the other stuff from getting through. Mm-hmm. Now the question becomes, what liquid are you pouring into the filter? Okay, meaning, so if a filter exists, if the guardrails hold, and if Donald Trump can't steal elections, what's the policy that comes through the other end of the filter? The policy I get from Donald Trump on the other end of the filter is a bunch of stuff that I like. The policy that I get from Joe Biden on the other end of the filter is a bunch of bullshit I don't. So that's the basic calculation.
Okay, so then the idea is essentially that Donald Trump's rhetoric is insane, but we don't care. Donald Trump would probably try to steal an election if he could, but he probably won't be able to.
He's not going to do it again. I told you. He's not.
You don't think he has any? Why not?
Because he won't be eligible to be on the ballot in. I mean, by the way, you want to talk about 14th Amendment?
Mm-hmm.
That's where the 14th Amendment applies. Okay, that's where it actually applies. Meaning, he is not qualified to be on the ballot in 2028 if he is the president of the United States. States can literally, in self-executing fashion, take him off the ballot. Just like he's past the age of 35. Once you have been president 2 times, you're no longer eligible to be president of the United States.
Then
you actually have a strong little case to keep him off the ballot.
Why would the 14th Amendment stop if he thought Vice President Pence could unilaterally decide the outcome of the election?
When he's not on the ballot? So now your theory is that he's going to get reelected, and then in 2028 he's not even going to be on the ballot, and he's going to direct his new vice president Kerry Lake to simply declare him president of the United States when he has not been on a ballot?
I don't know what the scheme would be. I think we can kind of like laugh and say there's no scheme we could even concoct. But I think
Camacho, like with the machine gun, he's going to walk in.
I think the issue though is that like the idea of electing another president that has tried to circumvent the peaceful transfer of power using extra legal means, and then pretending like we can't concoct a single scheme that he could try to circumvent other legal processes to have a third term or to have a longer term or to install who he wants as the next president. I just when a person has already shown you who they are, and when every single person around him agrees with that, when every single person that's worked with him, save for Sidney Powell, Eastman, and Giuliani, which I don't think anybody would want to throw their lot in with those 3. It just seems wild to me that we would say like, yeah, we're just going to go ahead and trust this guy with another term of president, but like he can't run for a 3rd term, so it's fine. When there's like 50 million other things.
And I'll make you the case that if you want him not to make election trouble, you should elect him president in the next election cycle, and then he will be ineligible.
Okay. Well, I find that to be a wholly unconvincing argument. But okay.
Well, recently in the news, the presidents of Harvard, Penn, and MIT failed to fully denounce calls for genocide.
Listen to how dry went. I mean, even Ben Shapiro. Oh my God. Dude, even Ben Shapiro sounds 1,000 times more human than Lex when Lex starts talking. And as soon as Lex starts talking, it's like, I'm Lex and I talk like this and genocide. And you're just like, ugh. Lex bot.
And that rose questions about the influence of DEI programs at universities. And so maybe either looking at this or zooming out more broadly at identity politics at universities or identity politics, wokeism in our culture, how big of a threat is it to our culture, to Western civilization?
Wokeism.
So obviously I'm going to say it's a huge threat. The reason that I think this is a huge threat, I want to give a definition of wokeism because people are very often accused of not using wokeism properly or believing that it's sort of a catch-all phrase. I don't think it's a catch-all term. I think that wokeism has its roots in postmodernism, which essentially suggests that every principle is a reflection of underlying structures of power, and that therefore any inequality that emerges under such a system is a reflection, again, of that structure of power.
Okay. And
that used to be.
When was this? Hey, bro. This was put up 23 hours ago.
Applied in sort of Marxist way.
You want a link to it, bro? You want to cover it? Here you go, bro. I didn't watch the whole thing with my audience, bro. I only watched the last 50 minutes. So you'll be covering totally fresh territory for me. I watched it by you're welcome, brother. I watched it by myself earlier today.
Being that economic inequality was the result of misallocation of
It's
power
really
and structure
it's really good.
preserved by an upper crust of people who wanted to cram down exploitation on people. That was sort of the Marxist version of postmodernism. And then it got transmuted into sort of a racial version of postmodernism, in which the systems of the United States are white supremacist in orientation and are perpetuated by a group of people who are, in fact, in favor of the preservation of white power and white supremacy. That is the generalized theory of critical race theory, as proposed by, for example, Gene Stefanchik and Richard Delgado in their book on critical race theory. That has taken a softer form that we refer to as DEI. The key in DEI is the E, meaning equity. So equity is a term that does not mean equality. People mix it up. Equality is the idea that we all ought to have equal rights, that we all ought
We're
to
under
be
40,000.
treated equally by the law. Equity is the idea that if there is an inequality that emerges from any system, it is therefore due to discrimination. And the best way to tell whether somebody has been victimized is by dint of their race. And we can tell whether you're a member of an oppressed group or an oppressor group by the intersectional identity that you carry and by the nature of your group's success or failure predominantly along economic and power lines in American life. This means that if one group is predominantly successful economically, they must be a member of the victimizing class. And the only corrective for that would be, as Ibram X. Kendi likes to suggest, effectively anti-racist policies, racism in the service of destroying racism. That you're going to have to discriminate on the basis of race in order to correct for discrimination that's baked into the system. That's incredibly dangerous. It leads to a victim-victimizer narrative that is unhealthy for individuals and terrible for societies. It relieves people of individual responsibility, and it destroys the very notion of an objective metric by which we can decide meritocracy. And meritocracy is the only system human beings have ever devised that has positive externalities in literally any area of life. Every other distribution of wealth, power, done along other lines that is not having to do with merit has negative externalities. Every system having to do with merit has positive externalities because presumably the most effective and useful people are going to succeed under those systems. That's the very basis of a meritocracy. And the externalities of that mean that other people benefit from the meritorious and excellent performance of those people.
Maybe it would be good to get your comments, your old stomping ground, Harvard. Do you think the president of Harvard should have been fired?
I mean, I think she should have been fired not over the plagiarism allegations. I think she should have been fired based on her performance just at that congressional hearing. If the word black had been substituted for Jew in that statement by Elise Stefanik that she was asking about, or trans, or literally any other minority in America, maybe with the exception of Asian, then the answer would have been very different coming from Cloudy and Gay. With that said, I don't think the firing of Cloudy and Gay really accomplishes very much. I mean, did she get what she deserved? Sure. Does that mean that the underlying DEI equity-based system has been in any way severely damaged? No, I think that this is a way for universities, it's true for Liz McGill-Penn also, to basically throw somebody overboard as the sacrifice to maintain the underlying system that continues to predominate at American universities, where they spend literally billions of dollars every year on DEI initiatives and diversity hires and diversity administrators and all of this. I mean, one of the costs of education escalating is in the massive administrative function that is now undertaken by universities, as opposed to teaching and cost of dorms and such.
You guys probably agree on a lot of this, right?
Kind of, maybe, yeah. I don't know. I don't know what makes things do this, but it feels like we can never have a good thing and then have it end as a good thing. Things always get taken to their extreme, and then we have to fight on those extremes. I would argue that back in my day, we called it SJW, Social Justice Warriors, before it became woke, and it's 2013 onwards, whatever. There are aspects to wokeism that I think are good. I like the additional representation that we have in media now. I like how, as much as people complain about the internet and how it's regulated, that there are way more groups that are represented on the internet, whether we're talking X, the platform formerly known as Twitter or Facebook or whatever. I think in some ways, or whether we're pushing, women's achievements in school and in the wider workforce, I think that these are all good things. The issue that you run into is people don't ever have a stopping point, and I think people kind of get lost in this woke for woke's sake thing, where we start to see these very weird warpings of these academic, arguments that are used for really horrible things. So, for instance, I think that you can talk about in the United States things like white supremacy or things like oppression of certain demographics, especially with like Jim Crow laws and pre-Jim Crow. And you can even talk about effects from that. But then when you run into this weird world where we've kind of warped these things so that like not only is white supremacy still as present today as it ever has been, well, actually, black people and other minorities can't even be racist. They don't have the power to because we're going to use a different definition of racism, and we can only talk about punching up as opposed to punching down. And then we're actually going to say it's totally okay for these people to say or do whatever they want, and it's never bad. But like white people who have always been the oppressors, even if you're like a trailer park guy whose family's addicted to meth, you know, you have all this privilege, et cetera, et cetera. I think that you run into these issues where wokeism, it starts off as like a really good idea, and I would argue has achieved really good things, especially in regards to like women's education and everything. And then it just gets so academia-ized, so there's a word there, academic, whatever, where you take something and you put it into school too much and then it comes out as some Frankenstein, you know, cancer baby of like horrible things, such that today when I'm reading stuff, and I know Ben is the same way, like if I even hear somebody say the word like anti-racism, I'm probably ignoring every other thing you have to say. If you utter the word like colonial anything, I'm probably going to say you probably don't have anything good to say.
So this goes on for quite some time. I'm going to go ahead and stop it. We can get back to that. There's more left of that. There's 25 minutes left. I think we've seen enough. Work on my playing that guitar solo over those chords, man. See how that goes. Alrighty then. It's hard, but I should be able to do it. So if you just do the whole chord. I'd love to play it up later. I know that's not how it goes. That'd be so cool. how you remember that? It's you and I. And then it's you and I. That's the way you remember. It's not I and you. It's you and I. So it's you said to me, and then the last one is I said to you. That's how I remembered it. But I forgot it. Well, the dogs to buy her got time to wait for tomorrow. To buy it, to buy it, to buy it. Well, yeah, the dogs to buy her got time to wait for tomorrow. That is hard to play and sing at the same time. I just let y'all know that. I work on it every time. I always try to get... I'm going hungry. Yeah, I don't mind stealing bread. Oh, I don't mind stealing bread from the mouth of decadent. But it's on the table, Mary's cooking. You know they're farming babies, slaves are working. The blood is on the table, mouths are choking. I'm going hungry. I'm going hungry. I'm going hungry. I'm going hungry. Hey. I wonder if she needs help with the groceries. I'm gonna go find out. Hey, you guys take care. My mom just got back from the grocery store. I'm gonna see if she needs help with the groceries. She probably doesn't, but it's cool. Y'all take care. Love y'all. See you.